secondary functions, and introduction to advertising, various definitions. Today, we are going to discuss on the types of advertising. In the previous class, I have touched about the main types, that is display ads and the classified ads, advertisements for the print media, advertisements for the electronic media, various types. Smoothly, I have recalled yesterday what we have discussed about the differences between the public relations and advertising, the differences between the publicity and advertising, difference between the sales promotion and advertising. Yeah, today we will discuss, I will explain you about the various types, that is a classification of advertisements. Like we have advertisements region-wise, functions-wise, and target group-wise, and demand creation type of advertisements. Again, there is a two basic main advertisement types we have. One is classified advertisement, another one is display advertisement. Then there is more advertising types like retail advertising, industrial product advertising, government advertising, and financial advertising, corporate advertising, public service advertising. All these political advertising, very recently it is very common at the time of elections. So one by one, we will discuss all these in detail. Right. Now coming to the advertising. Again, advertising, once I recall the definition of advertising, advertising is a paid form of communication by the sponsor to the target audience. Right? Very simple definition, that is, next advertising may be productivity, advertising may be a service, advertising may be personal advertisements also, like a birthday advertisement, marriage day advertisements, born voyage advertisements. All these are comes under the personal advertisement. There is no linkage about the sales. Even though the product or service, they need advertisement. Purpose is to increase their advertisement, their sales. Either the product is in a physical form or it is in a service form. For example, physical form, you know, this is a pencil. It is in a physical form. Whereas coming to the service means life insurance corporation. There is no physical product, but they are selling the insurances to the customers. The form is in non-physical form. So these are the two types. And coming to the government service sector, government services, Government of India, Government of Telangana, they don't sell you any product. They give advertisements for the schemes, various schemes, policies, and day-to-day implementation of various programs, awareness programs. Those comes under the advertisements. Even though there is a news included in the distribution of information, the news and the advertisements. The basis of a classification, however, we can derive all will be from the various functions. It is related to the region, it is related to the society, it is related to the particular community, it is related to the particular person. For example, a sports related advertisement about a cricket that will be required for the who plays the cricket only, not for the entire mass publication, mass people, entire people. For example, another one is a soap. Soap is using 99% they're using soaps. So that is a very mass. So then the person who is not goes to give sales means person to person selling is very difficult here in a product of a soap. There is advertisement is a benefit. Advertisement is required to increase the sales of soap. Yeah, coming to the classification of advertisements, there is a classification by the region covered, classification by their functions, classifications by target group covered, classification by intended demand creation, and also classification based on the media, which media is suitable. For example, Mercedes-Benz car. For Mercedes-Benz car, radio medium means not general AM radio medium is not suitable. They preferable for the highest circulated daily newspapers or electronic media of largest viewership electronic media. So that is depends on the media, which media is also important in the classification. Right. But already they have discussed all this. Now coming to the classification advertisements, classification by the region covered, global advertising, for example, SL, a watch of international brand like Timex or any Rolex, like international brands. Those require a global advertising. Not if they come to the FM radio station of a particular city, they don't give advertisement to that FM radio. They give global advertising for all international newspapers and international news channels and various social media apps. Multinational firms treat the world as their market. Reputed global magazines like Time, Far Eastern Economic Review, Span, and TV channels are used to advertise the products throughout the world. Supermodels and Hollywood actors are used to promote high-end products like IBM, Sony, Samsung, Ford, and the like are examples of such firms. Here is a region-wise, right? Next one, that is international wise. Now next one is a national advertising, national-wide advertising. Advertising at the national level to increase the demand of its products and services to select media. Generally, large established firms belongs to this category. Among them, BPL, Whirlpool, Hindustan Lever, Larsen and Toubro. In recent days, we know Redmi mobile phones and various Android television from the various national level companies, manufacturers who are giving advertisements at national level. We're coming to the regional level advertising. For example, generally we see regional level papads, regional level pickles. Those are focusing on the particular area, particular community, particular region, particular. Sometimes there is a community, sometimes there is a region, sometimes there is a place, district level, state level, or even coming to the down level as a mandal level. There is a request for an advertisement at mandal level also. Then they focus on a newspaper of a tabloid page. So that is a regional level advertising. The manufacturer confines is advertising to a region of the country, like a state or a region. Hence, the promotional exercise is called regional advertising. This can be done by the manufacturer, wholesaler, or retailer of the firm. For example, we see a national or international wide product, for example, car product. But a car product, they gives an advertisement at the national level, even though the dealer of the particular district or a particular region, they also gives advertisement on and off whenever required in the local tabloid newspaper or local FM radio or local district edition paper, like that. So it is their targets ultimately to reach the target audience of the product. See, if a product is confined to one region, there is no need to give an advertisement of the entire national level or international level. Because their product is not going to some, for example, they will give an advertisement in Sri Lanka, but their product is not going to sell there in Sri Lanka, like that. So it is depends on the product and also the region and the target audience, the target customers. Now coming to the local advertising, where we have already discussed about the pickle or a popper or a local level very service sectors, means for example, a person who is a mechanic of electronics at one place, Warangal, for example. So he gives advertisement about his work in the Warangal newspaper only, either in any place, maybe in case of a small town of Bhuvanagiri. So he gives a small classified advertisement in the Bhuvanagiri district page only, not required to give an advertisement in the state level page or national level page. When advertising is done only for one area or city, it is called local advertising. Some professionals also call it retail advertising. It is sometimes done by the retailer to pursue the customer to come to visit his store regularly and not for any particular brand. Because he sells all kind of products, he will get margins, means the profits from all various kinds of the products of electronic shop. For example, he sells Whirlpool, he sells Bajaj, he sells Godrej, he sells various other LG refrigerator. So he gives his advertisement, means a retail advertisement in the local newspaper, because he is selling all major brand refrigerators or mobile phones or any television products. So he required attention of the local people only, attention of that particular area people only. Classifications by their functions we will now I am explaining about this. Advertising performs wide range of functions. It is informs the customers about a product, a service, or idea, or even the greetings. Another function is pursue the consumers to buy products, services, and ideas. Remove cognitive dissonance from the minds of the customer to reinforce the feeling that they have bought the best product, service, or idea, and their decision is right. This is the another ultimate their goal. Who is, maybe it is in the retailer of a local area, maybe it is a product of a 2-3 states related to the regional level, at the more than 3-4 states, or all around the national level. It is a national level. Maybe it is sales in various countries. Then it will go as an international advertising. These are the main types by classification, and we learned about the functions also. Coming to the informative advertising. Why informative? In the newspapers we see, for example, a car of any company, they gives their features and the rates and the advanced technology what they have used for their product compared with other products. These all are means the information where the product is available. They use the dealer names also, their phone numbers also. This means they are giving some information. Sometimes in a local marketing, like DMart, Megamart, and Spencer's, like these kind of marketings, they give the various offers of a particular day and various percentage how they are giving in concession to the customers. All those will publish in the newspaper. So what they are giving, they are giving the information. Why the information? It is easy to the customer to buy that product based on the information. Whether the product is giving the needs of the customer or not, or it is affordable to buy it or not. The rate is to reach their target or not. So for these types, they means the customer need the information about the particular product. Advertising which informs the customers about the products, services, or ideas of the firm or that organization or that company. That may be a government agency also, a government public sector unit fall in this category. For example, already we have discussed about the one example of now coming to another section, that is pursue. Here, as the name suggests, pursue means whether the product is important for us or not, whether the product is useful for us or not, whether the product gives good means releases the nature of work from the hard to ease. Sometimes they use some offers which attracts the consumer or customer. As the name, the pursuer motives the prospective buyers to take quick actions to buy the products or services of the firm. These are the functions. I am telling the functions. Earlier one is pursuance and another one is informative. Now reminder advertising. What will come under the reminder advertisements? Advertising reminds the existing customers to become medium or heavy users of the products or services of the firm that have been purchased by them at least once. See, they bought one product. For example, a refiller of a mosquito killing that product. So they need, for every 15 days or every month, they need to buy one refiller for that mission. So if we remind it, the consumer who aware and who will buy the product. That means that refiller, he buys the refiller. This type of advertising exercise helps in keeping the brand name and the uses of the products in the minds of the existing customers. Now coming to the social advertising. Advertising that discusses discloses the target audience and their target audience from purchasing such products and services, which would not only harm them but also harm the society in general. Examples: advertisements on various civic authorities against consumption of alcohol, tobacco, and narcotics. These are social awareness advertising. There is no product sales to increase the product sales. But here it is a social awareness cause. But they are giving advertisement. Don't use tobaccos. But in a similar way, they gives the advertisement of exactly not about the alcohol or tobacco or narcotics, but they gives in the name of various other product names. For example, we see any liquor product, but the manufacturer who sells a glass of the same name, they gives the advertisement. A small product, a water bottle, water product of that alcohol company. There is two products. One is alcohol, another one is water. But they say only they use the advertisement about the water product only. But in general, they are selling the liquor also. So in Indian regulations, there is no advertisement related to the liquor is not acceptable. So then they are chosen another type of a product to give their brand, which already many have known this basic logic. Now coming to the another major one, classification by the target group covered. Advertising can be classified into 4 subcategories on the basis of target groups aimed at and depend upon the types of people who would receive the messages of advertisement. For example, consumer advertising, industrial advertising, trade advertising, professional advertising. Here what happens? For example, television, we see all the villages now in the country are now having access to electricity, and this has given an increase to television viewing. The importance of television as a medium of advertising has risen with the use of satellite transmission and establishment of more readily to the particular people. Nowadays we have a DTH facility, so it is reaching to the every corner of the place. Consumer product advertising. This is done to impress the ultimate consumer who buys the product or service for his personal use. The fact that buyers of consumer items are generally very large and are widely distributed over a large geographical area. It enhances the importance of advertising as a marketing tool. Now we have, I have given one examples about the television. And this type of advertising is done by the manufacturer or a dealer of the product or service. Examples, some shirts and cosmetic products, soap products. So all this comes given by the manufacturer as well as given by the dealer of the product. Next, coming to the industrial product advertising. Here, this is called the business to business advertising. This is done by the industrial manufacturer or is a distributor and is so designed that it increases the demand of industrial products or services. It is directed towards the industrial customer. This category would include machinery and equipment, industrial intermediates, parts and components, etc. Because of this unique nature of the industrial buying decision process, the importance of industrial advertising is comparatively lower than that of a consumer advertising. Generally, where we see These kind of industrial product advertising in the exhibitions, in the expos, in the separate special awareness programs, where we see the industrial product, which is a stall related to that product. They will gives the information about that product. Majorly, it is happens in the exhibitions or expos or some campaign programs only. Not generally, we could not see major industrial product advertisements in the general mass media, means newspapers or television. Very large, their focus is for the target people only. So that is why they focus on the exhibitions. They focus on the expos. They focus on the some campaign programs. Next one is trade advertising. This is done by the manufacturer to pursue wholesalers and retailers to sell their goods. Here, different media are chosen by each manufacturer according to his product type, nature of distribution channel, and resources at his command. For example, here a trade which is about a watch, a Rolex watch. The product nature is different than the normal watch at a local level. The objective of such advertising is to motivate the distribution channel members to stock more or to attract new retail outlets. Hence, it is designed for those wholesalers and retailers who can promote and sell the product. Professional advertising, another one. Manufacturers and distributors attempt to influence professionals of a particular trade or a business stream through well-prepared programs. Firms operating in such marketing segments direct their advertising to these decision makers who are professionals like doctors, engineers, teachers, purchase professionals, civil contractors, and architects. These all are called professionals. So they required a product for their profession, not for the entire people. For example, at stethoscope. Stethoscope is meant for the doctors only, not required for an ordinary people, not required for a mass media, mass of people, large number of people. That is a particularly a product for the particular professional, that is a doctor. These professionals recommend or prescribe the products of these manufacturers to the ultimate buyer. Here is some professionals also gives some products. For example, doctor who writes medicine of various manufacturers, means he is giving some advertisement to the ultimate buyer. Means, for example, a patient who required a medicine, so he chooses one particular company product, company medicine only by the doctor. Not here only the doctor, here it is related to the each professional. For example, engineer who suggests if there is a building construction is going on to build a building, he suggests one particular cement of that company to buy it. So he is recommending to buy the particular cement. Next, financial advertising. Banks, financial institutions, and corporate firms issue advertisement to mobilize funds from markets. We see health insurance, life insurance products, and a product of corporate financial institution. Banks also, they are giving nowadays advertisements. Their intention is to buy that product. Product means here it is not in a physical form, it is in a service form. They publish prospectus and application forms and place them at those points where the prospective investors can easily spot them. This comes under the financial advertising. Now coming to another section, that is a classification by intended demand creation. Here is a primary demand of advertising. What is that? It is called generic advertising. This category of advertising is designed to increase the primary demand, the demand for a class of product as a whole, like a cosmetics, branded wristwatches, branded cars, branded phones. All these are some demand. This is done by trade associations or groups in the industry. Primary advertising is done by many companies at the same time, but there is no competition. Where we see all these kind of advertisements in generally in the expos or exhibitions, we see in the trade exhibitions where we see all these kind of advertisements. The idea is to generate a continual demand for the product. Primary demand is demand for the product or service rather than for a particular brand. It is intended to affect the demand for a type of product and not the brand of the product, and will benefit the most from overall market growth. Next one is selective demand advertising. What will come under this area? Here we see this is done by the company or a dealer to increase the demand for a particular product of the company. The company would advertise its own brand, maybe own brand, or to establish a different advantage and to capture an acceptable market. They give their offers, they give their discounts, they give their features of that product in that advertisement. Here we see if a product advertised by in the name of a product of like air conditioners, then the target audience who aware about the air conditioner. The next stage what will go, they demand to get more features. The people, the consumers, the customers who search for the more featured air conditioner, more featured mobile phones, more featured television, more featured automobile. So here is a developing the demand of a basic advertisement. The advertiser attempts to his brand and to increase the total amount of consumption of that product. Coming to the media, why a media is required for advertising? A variety of media are used for advertising purposes. Different types of media, however, differ as regard to geographical coverage, the type of customers that media can reach, nature of appeal to customers, cost involved, etc. We know we have various types of media, like a print medium. Again, in the print medium, there is various types: newspapers, daily newspapers, magazines, weeklies, monthlies. Like so, if a manufacturer whose target is a particular target people, they give their advertisement in the weekly. They give the advertisement in the fortnightly. They give the advertisement in the monthly. They give advertisement in the quarterly. Otherwise, they give their advertisement in the daily newspaper. However, the message is conveyed through words in print, sometimes along with the pictures or photographs. The print media comprise newspapers, magazines, and various. Nowadays, we are house journals, brochures, posters. All this comes under the print form. Another one is radio. Broadcasting as a medium of advertising has become increasingly popular in India due to the availability of radio sets at price which people of low income can also afford. Thus, advertisement appeals can reach the general public in different parts of the country very conveniently through radio broadcast. In radio, advertisements are broadcast by the All India Radio, that is a Vivid Bharati program in specified channels through FM radio has made its entry in the last decade and the reach is limited. It is now one of the most preferred medium wherein local goods and services are competitively advertised. Already we have discussed FM radio, which is located, which broadcasted in a limited place, means 40 kilometers of that radius of that city only. There is FM radio advertisement is suitable for a local product. Coming to the television, television is all villages nowadays are now having access to electricity. This has given impetus to television viewing. Use of television advertising is increased due to its extensive coverage and the impact of visual communication on the viewers. Outdoor media we see in the large boards at the side of the road, hoardings, and in the public places there is a sign boards, pamphlets, posters, billboards. All these comes under the outdoor media. Nowadays we have a new technology, means that is social media apps, social media networks, internet, Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp. All these are emerged mediums. There is also we are seeing advertisements.
Besides this, we have various other kinds of advertising, like financial advertising, product advertising, uh, government, public service advertisings,